Hello.
Hello. Episode 5. How is everybody doing? I got my brother, my bread, B Money, Boris Banjac. How we doing? What's happening?
Pretty good.
How are you,
Yourself?
bro? Good. The first thing I want to get into with you. The Pope or the Queen in a war?
In a war? A pope and You know what?
It's been a hot topic.
Queen of England or just any queen?
No, specifically Queen Elizabeth,
Yep.
and specifically the Catholic Pope.
But who would win in a fight?
Not a one-on-one. Who wins?
Well, how about one-on-one?
Oh, the Pope.
Yeah?
No one's gonna. Come on, she's like fucking what? Early 90s.
Yeah, but still, you
And
never
plus,
know.
no way.
Okay,
But
yeah.
all right, country, not country on country, army on army, resources on resources. I posted a questions thing.
Yep.
And I got like 48 to 52%. So
To who?
the Queen winning with 52. I didn't post them, but 2% is nothing.
Depends on what kind of pope we're talking about.
Today.
This kind
Today.
of pope.
2019 Pope, 2019
I
Queen.
know, he seems kind of mellow. You know, like...
And the Queen's still...
Yeah, she's still a bitch. So... Yeah.
How do you feel about the royal family?
I don't feel...
Anything towards
anything.
them?
Yeah, no, I don't...
Well,
give a
before
fuck.
we get into the bullshit, record of the week. By the way, this podcast already happened once
Yep.
in a very, very different state. So we're redoing it. I'll archive.
We're doing it in New South Wales this time.
I'm going to archive the other one, and who knows? Yeah.
No. Please.
Yeah, I don't see it ever coming out.
No,
it was...
It was terrible on so many levels.
On so many ends. I think it was like 50-something minutes, and I think we...
50 minutes of pure misery. That's how I remember it.
Boris was sick, on meds, and we had a couple of shots. I think we had rakia,
more than
couple of
shots.
beers,
Yeah.
couple of drinks were had, and then we decided to do a podcast. Bad idea. Not doing
Terrible
that
decision.
again. Maybe I will. Podcast of the week. Record of the week. Against me, Reinventing Axl Rose.
Yeah,
This-
their best record.
I'm
one of those that didn't hear any other record.
You know what?
But still, I'm going to say it.
I went. So they recorded this album, I think, not independently, but on a smaller label.
No Idea Records.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. No, yeah. Of course, you'd fucking know. I think it was like 2001, 2002, and just before they signed to Fat Wreck, right?
Yep.
I think is that what got them signed to Fat Wreck? You think?
Probably. The hype after this album.
Yeah, huge album. You saw him live in a 40 people venue or something like that.
No, it wasn't 40 people venue, but it was just after this came out. So
that was their latest.
Yeah.
I listened to the other stuff. It's very underwhelming compared to this. So this would be like, it would be like a band. It sounds like a band that intentionally intended. See that? I'm fucking killing it.
Yep.
That intended to record a live style album. It's very like the mastering, the mixing isn't perfect. It sounds like it's through a PA, through a mic, just the way you would sound rehearsing.
Yep,
and
exactly.
when you press record, and that's what it sounds like.
It sounds very honest.
Yeah, raw, plenty of imperfections, but it adds to it. Ridiculous album. He actually told me about the album, and
I thought you were gonna play it.
what's that? I was planning to, but then we had other
Okay, don't
plans.
worry.
And also, I don't know what the. See that's why. That's why.
That's why
that's
we
why
can't
you
have
don't-
nice things.
That's why we can't have nice things. I was going to say that's why we don't associate with Croatians. But
yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's why we don't have nice things. What were we saying just before you started rudely interrupting and destroying my shit?
Oh, you were talking about the record.
Yeah,
But well, before that,
no, specific. Oh, I was getting into
the
something.
Queen, the Pope,
No.
royal family.
Nonetheless, check this fucking record out if you like punk. Oh yeah, you told me about this album, and I went and listened to it, and I was like, holy fuck! And then I wanted the actual vinyl. Turns out there isn't too many of these.
Yep.
So I went on a hunt and eventually found it. So yeah, trust me, check it out if you're a fan of punk, fan of live, energetic shit. Against Me, Reinventing Axl Rose from like one to it's perfect. One to the end. There's no shit songs on there.
Yeah, I'll give it 3 thumbs up as well.
3 thumbs up. Three thumbs up.
Yep.
From Boris. Punk. On the last podcast we got into like there's two things that like in my eyes define you. It's football, soccer,
Yep.
and punk. Since we're already on that topic, when does it enter your life? Because there's people that listen to punk fans, but then there's like a true believer who takes on like that word is fucking, the gospel and takes
Yeah.
on that whole mentality and that whole lifestyle. So where does it start? Why? Which bands? Where were you at that point in your life? Shit like that.
Fuck, there's so many questions.
Answer them all. I don't give a fuck.
Okay. Well, started at a very young age. I was fortunate to have a brother that was into similar music.
Mm-hmm.
So I just went to like his shows and stuff. I would go with him,
To gigs.
Bye-bye.
He was in a band too.
Yeah, he was in a band and the band was terrible.
Shout outs to Bojan.
Yeah, shout outs to Bojan.
Chances are he's in Croatia right now, somewhere watching this as fuck.
Yep, and the band was terrible, but they were entertaining, So
They made up for their lack of musical skills.
I remember, I think the first or second gig that I went to see him play, he got naked on stage, and I was like in year 6,
Oh God!
and I was the youngest there by far. So anyway, and there's my brother there naked on stage, but everyone's having a good time, but it's still my brother naked on stage,
Yeah. It's your brother's dick,
so
specifically.
it was like, but the thing is, my teacher was there as well at the gig.
Like your year 6 teacher?
Yeah. No, she was at the gig, the same gig, She was into punk music, So I was there.
Respect.
My teacher was there, and my brother's naked, and I'm fuck, like. But anyway, yeah. So yes, it started very young age with
With your brother was playing. He was in a grindcore band.
Yeah.
If that's what you could call it.
No, well, it wasn't even grindcore. It was a noise.
He was
band.
singing naked on
it was
stage.
Noise. Yeah.
And what about like? At what point like does punk take over? Like fuck everything else.
No, it's pretty much from then. Like I remember going to like that same gig. I had a mohawk on, like a real punk mohawk, and I was 11 and a half.
This is in Sarajevo.
No, this was in Split.
So Sarajevo, you were.
Oh fuck! If you want to go back to Sarajevo, we can. Like,
all right, let's go. We'll come back to punk. Punk's always
Okay,
there. All right.
yeah, fuck
it
punk.
starts in the capital, the Mecca, the home of so many things.
Of Javapi.
So much things to fucking name.
Yep.
Sarajevo.
Yep.
All right. Life in Sarajevo, being born there as a Croatian as well. Get into that.
No, but well,
not when you were born. He would have been a bit more civil.
No. But, well, before the war, like I didn't know who was who. Like no one did. Like,
did anyone
care? No one gave a fuck. I didn't. But that's a different thing. But the life itself, it was very strange. And very good in a way.
Yeah.
Like because
especially for a
I
kid
got
that
up
age.
to so much shit. Well, I was like 7, 8, and 9. Like I've done everything, that you can, Like I used to steal a lot, like quite a lot.
Like a lot, quite a lot.
Yeah. I was the youngest in the crew, because every street has got its own crew, So it's always street versus street mentality. It's always like fighting versus the other street and stuff like that. So I was always the youngest, And because I was the youngest, my hands was the smallest as well, so I can, reach and. So we would steal like just stuff to like burn stuff with like matches, gasoline, and stuff like that. Yeah, anything, to
Kid shit.
Yeah, but I would steal a lot. Yeah, and
thank you for opening up.
but at the same time, for example, I remember like I was 8, and behind our building, I was just playing there with other like peas, like we were making houses out of the cardboard box,
90s kids shit.
And other kids from other suburb just came like with the knives. They're like our age, but just fucking burn this down, right now, like, oh fuck, okay. so they're standing there with the knives, they're like 9 years old, but fuck, if we have to burn it, we're not armed, But then that's how it starts, So then you regroup and then you go to their suburb.
Now burn your shit down.
That's the lifestyle of the kids over there, like before the war, But I reckon the whole Balkans still got that mentality. Every city you go to, I reckon it's street versus street, suburb versus suburb,
100%.
So it's...
And it explains the way people from former Yugoslavia are like, there's a certain...
Yeah.
They're a certain way.
No, I was thinking about it. A lot of us want to be part of a group, like that.
That's a human thing. That's globally, I think.
But there it goes to extreme, like, because I still see, like, when I go over there, kids, like, doing street versus street thing, like.
So it's even with the internet around.
It's still going, like, because it's your street, like, and you don't see that shit over here. So.
Nah, no one.
No.
I was talking to, who was it? I can't remember who it was, but there's one thing that Australia lacks majorly, and that's a sense of pride of where you're from. Because most people are still holding on to where they came from or where their grandparents came from.
Yeah, maybe.
Especially, and Sydney has that, really bad.
But the thing is, over here as well, people move a lot, So
I was just about to say that.
It's different today because everybody in your street stays in your street, So it's different. So.
And the argument I was having with someone was why Melbourne would have it easier to have closer friends, to have crews, even gone to football or just to personal friendships, is because there's a lot less traffic going through Melbourne as there is in Sydney. Like here, people are coming and going. There's a lot of people in Sydney, but not a very small number are like, this is my fucking city. This is where I'm from. Whatever part of Sydney it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, here everyone is coming here for a couple of years, or they plan to move somewhere else, and that it lacks that pride. Where, like you said, someone where their grandparents lived on that street, their parents, and now they this is where you're from. You're not going anywhere. You better be proud of this shit because you're not getting anything better.
Yeah.
And I think that's where lessons of loyalty and all that thing come from. And here, I think, Australia lacks that a lot. Whereas people, especially from if you grew up overseas and then come here, everyone says the same thing. They're like there's people but like you can't really make friends. Like that's how they feel. Like overseas, loyalty and all that shit but that's why, because you grew up with like seven other kids who you had to fight with because the next street over wanted some dramas.
Yeah.
And how when did you leave Sarajevo?
In July of 92.
July 92. So probably around the time I turned 1. Who?
So that was, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 months into the war.
Yeah. Well, I was like, when shit was about to kick off around there.
Yeah.
July 91. So
you were just pretending to be a baby.
Yeah. I was like, hey.
Yeah.
and things got that bad in Sarajevo?
Yeah, they got really bad. At first it was, like New Year's Eve celebrations. You see like, I remember as a kid, like 88, then 89, then 90. Like you would hear more and more illegal firearms, like
coming
during,
in,
like celebrations or religious celebrations, whatever. You would hear like, you just sense that people are getting armed. So the tension was there. So
For people that are listening and they don't understand, which would probably be majority.
Yeah.
So Yugoslavia was this imploding country that, like, there is so many conspiracies that aren't cool conspiracies. Whereas, you know, if you just have a pair of eyes and, you know, half a brain, that you can see, you know, shit was a bit fishy. So there was really no guns. There was really no need for guns. Like, post World War II to the late 80s, mid 80s, there was no need for guns. Like, the country wasn't going through anything where every single house needed multiple automatic weapons, bombs, and whatever. And then, and every one of our parents' generation has told me this. For some reason, somehow, mid to late 80s, people just started having guns.
Yeah.
Like, we went from every, you know, fifth house.
Paranoia was getting the best of them.
Yeah. So something was being implanted, and I believe as well as the guns. So you go from, like, the hunters having a gun or a rifle in every couple houses, same as here, I guess. You know, whoever hunts, they have a gun and, you know, whatever. And then he went to, like, literally every single house, especially in Bosnia, just being armed. Every house, you know, like, they're cool with their neighbors, everyone's fine, but everyone's also, like, got heavy artillery, like, buried in a stack of hay or some shit.
Yeah.
And that's from the mid 80s to the early 90s. Then I was a baby and a kid the whole way through the war.
Apparently.
Yeah. I was everyone. There's this joke because there's this photo of me as a 2-month-old, and everyone.
You were at least 5 in the photo. I swear you were. Can you show the photo? You just add it on, to the side of the.
I'll
thing?
put it up. I would have to find it. Like, I do look like a big kid, but
Yeah, it's a pretty big photo. You're gonna find it.
Yeah.
It's a poster. Yeah.
So yeah. So mid to early 90s, everyone just goes from no guns to being like, you know,
Wild West.
Yeah, literally the Wild West. Then you would remember and obviously know a bit more. And then what shift? What happened within the people? We're talking about Bosnia, where you were and where I'm from as well.
Fuck. What happened? It's hard to explain, but the mood changed. I saw a lot of people leaving the city. You know, so, some people that, like, were
Before shit kicked off, you're saying?
Before, like, you know, but people are moving out. So some people knew or expected shit to go down, you know. But a lot of people, I reckon, like 80% of the people in the city still believed, like, nothing's gonna go wrong, you know, like, because you know, like, the city was.
It's a capital city.
It's a capital city, and it's, you know, multicultural, and, you know, like, no one expected nothing to happen, you know, and then it did overnight, pretty much, you know. I remember there was the war already started in Croatia, like, a long time before that, but it was spreading to Bosnia and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I didn't get to Sarajevo yet. So there was this big protest, like, I don't know, like 50,000 people, you know, like, marching through the streets for the peace, blah, blah. And that's when that was the first time when I saw the warplanes just, you know, flying over like really low. They broke the sound barrier, you know. It sounded like a fucking huge explosion. I thought they dropped a bomb, you know. I remember one of my neighbors, you know, the fucking liar, and they said, yeah, they dropped the bomb. I saw it, you know. So I was like, yeah, they fucking dropped the bomb. Yeah. Later, I realized there was no bomb. You know, it was just a sound barrier, you know. But still, it was fucked.
To be fair, your neighbor probably had no idea what a sound barrier was.
Like, oh, what the fuck, you know, like, probably
something exploded. I don't know what it was.
80% of people still don't know what sound barrier is anyway. So, like, then they started putting the barricades around the city. So like, just armed cunts, you know, would come, you know, put a barricade. You can't pass the street, you know, like.
Well, you're talking about the army.
Well, yeah, but there was all these fucking random armies, small paramilitary, like, they belong to fucking no one. They think they're their own fucking army, you know, one-man army, you know, because he's got 3 guns or whatever.
Yeah.
So I remember the first barricade, me and my friend went there, like, and like from 50 meters away, we were like 10 rocks and, like ran home. Well, we did something, like I ran like 3 kilometers, like I thought the bullet was gonna, still get me, so.
Turning corners and shit after you.
Yeah. But I wasn't as scared as I was later when I thought about shit, like, fuck,
When?
Like,
how long after? You mean like once he had passed and you were
no,
older?
like
or
a
during?
long time, like after that, like 10 years after it, I was thinking about some of this shit, and I was like, oh, fuck, lucky I didn't have this brain back then, like.
Oh, yeah,
because
you wouldn't have done the shit you did, though.
I wasn't as scared as, like, I reckon most kids were. For some reason, I wasn't, like, I was hiding in the basement and stuff like that, like, when bombs were dropping and shit like that, but I was still, to try to sneak out, be on the street and shit, play, like I didn't, like I thought nothing was going to happen to me, and nothing did, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, do you think that's because maybe your parents weren't instilling, fear and hatred into you, like maybe a lot of the other kids' parents were?
No, but I reckon I was just a, free spirit, it's just like.
So, how
I didn't see the war as I saw it as like for something like a hailstorm or something oh, it's bombing for the next half an hour, but tomorrow morning it's going to be sweet good. I'll go out I'll play, so that's how I saw it.
How old are you when how old were you when the war started in 91? How old are you 91? 9. So
9.
You were you left Saturday when you were 11?
No, 10. I was 10.
10, you went to go live
with auntie
in Split.
Yeah, for a while, in Split, yeah.
So you were there for a full year and maybe some change of during the war.
No. I was maybe 5 or 6 months.
5 or 6 months, you said that?
Yeah.
And then your parents send you to Split where things are a bit more...
Yeah, calmer.
Yeah.
There was just like... The war in Split was like 5 days, like, and that was it, like.
Was it?
That wasn't like really a war there, so it was. Safe.
Bosnia was the bloodiest of.
Yeah.
Also, because Bosnia was always so multicultural and like such big numbers of each group, whereas Serbia, it's majority Serbs of Orthodox faith. Croatia, it's mostly Croatians of Croatian faith. Then obviously there's others. Whereas Bosnia, it's always been like
different regions with it was mixed.
And how were you received in Split? Coming as a kid from like a war kid from Sarajevo, just
like I remember being confused because.
They were talking weird?
Yeah, they were talking weird. So they did completely different, like
majorly different accent.
Yeah, like what the fuck are they talking about?
We're talking like how far... Would you have any idea in kilometers what Sarajevo to Split would be roughly?
I don't know, let's say 400 Ks.
Okay. 400 Ks is here to... Like what? Just past Newcastle or something. We talk exactly the same. Yeah. Perth is like... 4 years away.
Yeah.
We talk exactly the same. 400 kilometers, it almost sounds like a completely different language.
But Split has got more Italian like influence, so it was completely different.
But it's not just Split. If you talk about Zagreb and Split,
Zagreb is fucked as well. Yeah.
Zagreb is a fucking accent. Then Belgrade's right there as well. Yeah. They talk a certain way compared to
it's very hard.
What do you think happened? What is it? Just that these people have been there for that long, and just that tribal mentality was.
It's about those small groups that I've been telling you about. So I reckon Balkan is obsessed with that. It's the smaller groups. Like every street has got its own fucking dialect.
Yeah, this is how we speak. What the fuck do you want?
Every city there has got its own different
identity.
Yes,
that's what they belong to.
Every city talks different there. So
100 people that grew up here would never understand that.
No.
Okay. No. Sure, Westies speak a lot differently to say someone,
But that's just like one of 5 examples I can make, like.
It's not even that much, like the accent doesn't change. It's more colloquialisms and, our manner and shit like that. Like our accent.
The world,
Yeah, and
like, hey, cha.
Hey, cha. Yeah, shit like that. Like, but Yeah, over there, it's like you said, we're talking 400 kilometers is nothing. You drive that in a couple of hours, and you get out the car and you're like,
but it's still so different.
And do you believe that people are also different? Whereas here, you know, like
no, not really. Like mentality is the same everywhere you go. There, I reckon, pretty much. You know, like maybe like from big city to like a village, there's some difference in mentality, but it's all the same mentality when you think about it. They, you know, like
that's why it's refreshing to find and meet people that, you know, aren't living in that fucking template, regardless of whether it's, you know, like an Aussie template or wherever they're from, but specifically to Serbians, Bosnians, and Croatians. When you meet them, you're like, you listen to what? You know, you do this, you what? You're out of the box. I feel like majority's in that box for that same, like we were saying, that tribal mentality. Like, well, this is what everyone's listening to. What the fuck am I supposed to listen to? You know, this is what the whole street listens to this.
Yeah.
But do you think that being exposed to punk and all, like, you know, music like that, hardcore, helped for you to be like, bro, I don't give a fuck what the streets listen to?
100%. You know, because the punk was pretty much the only music at the time. Well, fucking still is, where you're trying to, you know, like bring some message across. You know, like with taking a stand. You know, when it comes to any of the issues, you know, you got a lot of artists that saying nothing, you know, it's just love songs and stuff.
And killing it.
And punk was always, you know, saying something different.
Yeah.
So outside the norm, yeah.
And I think punk and hardcore more as well, it just emphasized the individual, like yourself, like make sure you like what you're listening to. Yeah. Make sure you're happy with how you're living your life. You know what I'm saying? Then fuck what others, you know, think about it. And I'm glad that I had that, you know, the exposure to that music, because
it exposed me to so much else.
Oh, because as soon as you like break that barrier, like, I don't need to follow anything.
Yeah.
I can just go out and find out for myself what I like. You know, I can find my own friends. Like, if I rock up like this and there's 10 people there, 9 of them are like, what the fuck is wrong with this bloke? You know, like, what's he on?
Yeah.
And one of them's like, cool, like, that's fine. You take that one friend that likes you for the random records you like, the random views you have, instead of the other 9 that listen to the exact same dumb shit.
Like what dumb shit?
Do you want to get into it?
No, just give me one artist. Drake.
Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna agree with that.
Yep. Okay.
Drake fucking sucks.
Yep.
Also, I can't say every Drake song sucks, but like Drake has like the whole idea of that and fuck that.
He sucks.
I'm not a fan.
He sucks. Yeah.
You don't like Kanye West either.
Nah.
But see,
I don't like any of these fucking dickheads you're gonna mention in the next. So don't mention any of the names, please. I hate them all equally.
That's what I was saying before. Whereas I like punk, but I fucking love hip hop.
They're all entertainments, you know.
That's it.
So entertainers, they're not like musicians, you know. I don't take them seriously, you know. Like, there's no fucking emotions there. I don't give a fuck what you feel, but there's no fucking emotions in any record where there's fucking millions of dollars behind
Post
it.
Malone?
He can. Yeah, I've seen the fucking first video you showed me.
The shorts? Oh, bro.
Yeah.
So,
but anyway, the dumber the music gets, the more popular it gets, you know, because people like stupidity. That's why they that's why like people elect stupid fucking people to, you know, lead them. Like for as politicians, you know, everywhere you look around, why would they elect that dickhead? You know, like it's everywhere. Well, every country. Oh my God, those cunts are fucking elected that fucking dickhead again.
Not too many people nail it. Where you're like, fuck yeah, they chose
because about 60 or 70% of people are completely fucking stupid, in my opinion.
You're that's it. You're on
No.
fire. I'll leave you to it. You just keep going.
Well,
This
I'm
is
just
great.
saying, like they can all get fucked.
Nah, I agree, but that's what I was saying before. There's people that listen to punk, like on their shuffle it comes on, they're like, mad punk song. But then there's like fucking true believers, like who's true believers? That's
Bouncing Souls.
Bouncing Souls. I was about to say Swinging Utters.
Yeah.
That's exactly what some people are. Like we don't give a fuck what's on the other side.
Yeah.
It's not brighter. We don't, we don't even entertain
Yeah.
pop and all that bullshit. But that's you. I can't say that's me, and I'm happy to say that because it's the fucking truth. Because you can't be like hip hop all the way and punk all the way.
Yeah.
Because they contradict themselves way too much.
Yeah.
So that's why especially my generation, we're millennials. We had the internet, we had LimeWire, we had Kazaa, we had BearShare. We just downloaded everything and we absorbed.
Tamagotchi or what's it?
Digimon, son.
Yeah, Digimon.
So yeah, we absorbed everything, but I still feel like I understand the punk message and what it's meant to be. But I still have to break out of that because hip hop contradicts it. I like other shit that's pop, a bit more poppy,
but
fashion
still,
and shit too.
Well, like from punk music, I like got into random shit like Hare Krishna through Shelter and stuff like that. So I was, I got interested in Hare Krishna.
You're also
Indian philosophy, like and
you're,
through a random band, like, and I started reading it. I didn't like it, but still, I was interested.
We spoke about that once. That was the only religion you ever had a
slight interest in.
Yeah, you gave Hare Krishna a go.
Yeah, no, I didn't give it a go.
I know.
No, I wasn't like practicing.
Weren't you singing on the streets and shit? I thought I saw you.
No, fuck off. Yeah, no. I was like, fuck, was I that drunk that I?
No. Yeah, but how? So what, you had an interest. Only because of
I had an interest, but because the musician that I liked, like is like into it, so I wanted to see, check it out, but it made no sense. It made as much sense as any other religion, in fact.
For anyone wondering, Boris is a very, very devout and devoted atheist. So feel how you want to feel about it. But
if you want to debate me, I'm here.
You're speaking of punk and debates.
Yep.
How did you feel when your two people you hold pretty high sort of clashed on a song when
propaganda and
breaking down Christopher Hitchens?
No, that's fine. That's fine. I just wish.
Of course, it's fine. But I'm saying you're a fan of him.
Yeah.
And I enjoy the shit out of his debate. I even like. I love seeing the debates when there's one guy that's just fucking all over it, regardless if I agree with it or not. But he just came ready. Whether it's there's this one Muslim guy. What's his name? I'm sure Muslims will know who I'm talking about. And he's just ready. Like he was in this debate with this poor little Christian guy. He had these thick ass glasses on with zoom and shit.
Yeah.
And he got halfway through his answer, or he tried to quote the Bible, and he pulled out the Bible to quote it. And this professor who's a Muslim just was like, never mind, and just quoted this fucking he just pulled out a random whatever. I love seeing shit like that, and that's Christopher Hitchens. That no remorse, cold. Factual.
You gotta tell it like it is,
And that was
because
him.
it's 2019 now, and you gotta start taking shit seriously.
It's time for the truth, huh?
Stop trying to.
You're a firm believer in religion holding the world back, and you're happy to say it. And at the end of the day,
100%. Religion is
you
holding
wear
the progress of humankind back, and that's visible everywhere you look. And it's such a sad thing that you can edit any of the books ever written, but you can't fucking edit the holy books that were also written by man. There's just one there's 1,000 different visions of the same fucking shit, you know? And then you have one guy saying, version 787 is the best, you know? Everyone else is going to go to hell, you know, if they believe in 999 other versions, you know?
Yeah.
You're fucking stupid, bro.
Yeah.
You know, like, people don't understand what's out there. Like, that they don't understand the vast distances of space. Like where we live, you know, just our solar system, let alone our galaxy, then other galaxies and stuff like that.
Oath.
So they think that this was all created for them, for human beings. So 1 out of 1 million fucking species on this planet, you know, was just created for us.
All that shit.
Just one species of primates, you know, just for humans, you know, all this fucking show, the entire fucking space. You know, and
all the stars.
And don't worry about this life. This life, you know, is just a test. You know, like this life's okay. The real life comes when you die, motherfucker. You know, like, yeah. Anyway,
I think a lot of religions are losing, have lost a lot of following just with their. With them not willing to move with the times.
Exactly, they need to adapt to shit. Okay, so Vatican, I think that they, like, I'm not sure if they're like put Big Bang as like official theory yet or not, but they're acknowledging, you know, Big Bang as, you know, like that it happened. You know, so but still,
as an act of God.
It's not mentioned anywhere in the Bible anyway. So it's not like they're gonna contradict themselves, you know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know, that they're trying to do something, and everyone should try to do a bit each. Otherwise, you know, there's no fucking progress, you know. And
I think they've realized that no bar Islam, not many other religions are growing. They're only, with each generation, they're only getting smaller and smaller, bar Islam.
Yeah.
They're the only religion that continues to grow.
yeah,
I'm not going to get into why or how or any of that. And I think with the Vatican or whoever else decides to be like, okay, sure, yes, Big Bang happened.
Yeah.
Yes, there's other things out there. You know, we don't revolve around the sun. I mean, yeah, the sun doesn't revolve around us. We revolve around the sun. Like, we need it. It does not need us.
Yeah.
And shit like that. Because how long are you going to like run away from facts?
yeah.
How do we get onto this? Christopher Hitchens and propaganda. That's how it was.
Oh yeah.
What was their problem with the view of his? Christopher Hitchens is another devout atheist who has done countless debates and
He
won majority. I would say
for a while he went to follow Mother Teresa as well to like see what she's doing, you know, and what he wrote about her wasn't that good. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. He said basically most of the work she was doing was just like birth control. You know, like.
Wait, hold up. How? I didn't know.
No,
I didn't know
like
this.
against birth control. That's what I mean.
Okay, against.
Yeah,
I was going to say, hold up.
Like fucking, you know, AIDS is bad, but it's not as bad as condoms and shit like that.
Well, George Pell's solution to AIDS is that the Africans need to know and understand celibacy, monogamy, and all these Christian values.
I don't think
that was dead set his solution to AIDS. Like people shouldn't be having sex with. Yeah, no worries. No one will have sex. Thank you, George Pell. That's it. We're done. The fucking most euphoric shit in the world because you said it. We're gonna stop now.
Yeah,
that's fucked.
Yeah, fuck that wrong.
What did he say? What Mother Teresa and Christopher Hitchens. What do you? So he's saying that pretty much her purpose was
you can look it up yourself. But anyway, yeah,
to save googling.
So yeah, she was campaigning against birth control pretty much. That was her mission, you know. So you go to the poorest places in the world and you tell them, you know, birth control is bad, you know, like.
Yeah,
so that's how you're helping humanity, pretty much. You know, makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't feel like I can't classify myself as anything. Like I'm just in that box. Like I have no fucking idea.
Yeah,
Happy to say it. Where do you feel like atheism is almost like religious to the thought?
No, not a little bit, because there's no like book, or there's like we don't have book of atheists.
Have you heard of our Lord and Savior? No one.
Yeah. On the first day, Big Bang happened.
Yeah, and that's it. It's been on since.
Yeah. For those who want to see Big Bang, there's this thing called cosmic background radiation. You can see it. It's visible. So check it out if you don't believe it.
Let them know, Boris. I don't know what I would classify myself as. Like I said, nor do I feel the
human?
need. No,
definitely
I don't really
go around saying I'm an atheist. I don't like any labels when you think about it.
Yeah. But how certain and how much do you feel like that there could be that there is nothing out there?
100%.
Okay, so that's atheism. No, whereas I can't say wholeheartedly that I'm I'm not saying God or whoever's out there or Ganesh is going to pop out or any of that, but
there hasn't been
also I feel like God is like that. Like that definition is like in a box.
Yeah,
like he has to be first of all male. He has to be like invincible. He has to be all that. Yeah, it could be so much more. God could be. You got to
realize is that pretty much most of the religions held females back.
Fucking
they put them in a corner one way or another. But think about all the scientists and shit that could have been, created from that side.
Yeah.
If they didn't have to fucking obey this religious fucking bullshit.
Hierarchy,
that ended up,
Do you think that hierarchy was there before religion, though? The male hierarchy I'm talking about.
Yeah, well...
And you think that it just continued on through religion and kept going?
Well, religion is well, at early times at least, because every region had their own version of the same shit pretty much.
You're talking like pagans?
But I'm saying like this post-pagans, like post like Jesus era.
Okay,
it was still the different people believing in different shit, but it was similar. Mm-hmm. Everyone had their own different like kind of rules. It was still like now with the government, everyone's got their rules, but some are more extreme, so some are more,
right,
easygoing, and that's how it stayed pretty much.
Yeah.
You have regions now where you get stoned for, blasphemy, and others you can say fuck God and get away with it, So.
Yeah. Do you think it was necessary at all, though?
What?
For the sake of it, it sounds fucking ironic, but for the sake of peace and certain shit like that, to have, because
no, what you mean a religion?
Yes.
No, 100%. Like people needed religion.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
That was the best explanation there was.
Yeah.
And if I was living in fucking 1300s, I would probably be religious, because that was the best possible explanation someone can give me, but now that I know and I have all this information, I'm not just going to stick around because of the traditions. Traditions are okay. Some traditions, some are just cruel and fucking stupid, like circumcision and shit like that.
Yeah.
But
leave kids' dicks alone.
Yeah. And but now that we have all this information of what's actually going on, from slightest, like this the smallest molecule to like black hole,
hard.
Yeah.
Shit photo, but
it was a shit photo, and in some way it makes me sad because we're so far behind.
Yeah.
Like it's a big deal to see. So you need to understand that this black hole was, I think, 500 million light years away. So take this in consideration. So we
wasn't that much, was it?
Yeah,
Wasn't 20 something million light years?
No, it's a different galaxy. So it's.
Oh no, it's 27 million. No, 27 million.
And it was
light
just,
years.
so,
Yeah, go on.
so
I have no idea.
8.3 minutes, 8.3 light minutes to the sun.
8.3 light minutes. Okay.
So just imagine it as minutes.
Yeah.
So 8.3 minutes to the sun. 50 million years to that fucking galaxy where they've taken the photo. Okay, so that's the distance. So they managed to take a photo. It's a crap photo, but
considering
it proved Einstein's theory.
Yeah.
You know,
a lot of people's,
and it's there. It's huge. That black hole is bigger than our solar system by 5 times.
That's it. That's fucked.
So yeah, it's huge.
What? It's like 27.
And it's spinning clockwise as well.
Clockwise?
Yeah, because not every black hole needs to spin, but that
I
one is
forgot to
spinning.
add something when I said there's 3 things that define you in my eyes. So
football,
punk, and space.
Yep.
Proper fucking space geek. Like
100%.
Everyone has not everyone, but
in my spare time, that's what I watch.
What's that? What'd you do the other day? What'd you find?
Star cluster. Yeah. So in my spare time, that's what I like doing.
All right, so this podcast is with a guy that very little people have heard speak, right?
Yep.
Many people, many media outlets include. Would you say majority of the major media outlets have approached him to?
They can all get, you know what?
Get hey.
Yeah.
They have approached him to comment on something football related.
Yeah,
and here we are. We haven't even fucking mentioned football. We're getting into your.
And I need to fucking piss. Can you talk for a minute?
Go.
We're gonna end up talking about what when I come back?
All right. What are you think about it in the toilet?
No. I'm just saying. So we stay on the topic.
All right. We'll continue at the black hole. Yeah. The other day I met up with a cool chick named Nikki. I'm pretty sure that's her name. How rude. I know her off. We spoke through Instagram, and then she told me a story about her past partner, and then I went out to dinner that night with my missus, and I just couldn't. It goes back to this shit as well. Like, we're so fucking insecure. We have such a hard time just being what we are. Like, from jealousy to millionaires dying on the operating table of getting a penis enlargement or whatever it is. Like, we're so insecure about everything, and I think that's why it's so hard for people to be like, all right, fuck yeah, they were wrong for 800 years, 4,000 years, People just have a hard time saying that. But if you have the facts and you know what's fucking... Like, it's out there. But people are so blinded and happy to just live this fucking lie. Hi! He came back bearing gifts. Pims. See, this is what happened. This was the problem in our last podcast. Is that we kept going. I was saying... I told you about... Cheers, my brother.
Cheers, bro.
I showed you that chick's photos, the photographer.
Yeah.
And I was just bringing that up, like, her story. I'm not going to get into it, but I told you outside, and we're so fucking insecure. Like, you could be richest, best looking, tick every box, and we will still struggle with that one fucking imperfection. And I was saying while you were in the toilet, that's what people have like a hard time with. Just going like, fine, like my last 15 generations had it completely wrong. What they thought and their perception of life and all that was completely wrong. Where it's just like, no. We're just gonna keep it going, and the same way they were living in fucking 1344 is how we're gonna do it, because that's just how it is. I don't want to be the
Yeah, but
fear of being the black sheep.
yeah, things need to change. Otherwise, there's a bleak future ahead for everyone. There's the thing.
Yeah, I agree. Back to punk.
Yep.
I'm glad that we fucking... No, I'm saying I'm glad myself, you, and whoever else has been exposed to critical thinking. You know what I'm... Like, I'm glad shit like that comes into your life. Like this music that's looked at like druggos, you know, criminals and fucking degenerates. Really, it's a bunch of, most of the time, sober people... Pretty, you know, clear-headed, nice, and down to earth, normal.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah,
No, but you know what I'm saying?
If they're clean, you know.
No, but I'm saying they're looked at like a proper junkie, like just because it's all chaos and you know what I mean. Like no one, there's no order, and people can't wrap their head around that.
Yeah.
But back to black hole.
Yeah, black hole.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Give me some more facts. I like I said, you're a proper.
Okay, so it's a random fact. Oh yeah, like our sun. Well, majority of black holes are formed by explosion of giant stars.
Okay.
Okay, so but not all of them. You can, for example, create a black hole if you create a sound. I think it's over like 14,000 decibels or some shit like that.
Right.
If you create it, it would like form a black hole. Look it up. Because
would that be similar to breaking sound barrier, like a similar concept of
it's a similar
speed
concept
that
because
ignites?
and the waves in such a small distance,
breaking the
it
sound
would just
barrier,
create a ripple in space time. Yeah.
Do you know what happens when a sound barrier is broken? I think it's atoms colliding like the speed is that great that atoms collide and then
really
explode. Anyway, like I was saying,
so our star,
right.
sun, is about.
That's a shit name, yeah. Like you deserve
Sun.
such a better name, like Sun.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe it's from like an ancient god? So like God created its sun, like you know, like a Jesus in the sky sort of thing.
The sun is only in English anyway, so that theory is cut.
Cut, edit.
So yeah, our sun is roughly at half its like lifespan. It's roughly at half 5 billion years, and it's got about 5 billion years
Only
left.
fuck.
Yeah. So
We'll be gone. Wait, there's no way. There's no way we're reaching 5,000 years.
But
I'm cool. There's no way.
no. There's no way we're gonna reach, much less. But
Oh, look at the atheists. No faith. What's your prediction then? Oh, I thought I was being fucking pretty, you know.
I don't see human race surviving like past 200 years from now.
Whoa.
No, but at least like majority, like as it is, they're probably going to be survivors, you know, like, but it's going to be like big population drop. Like maybe, you know, 2 or 3% of the current population.
In 200 years, you're saying?
Yeah.
Which is, say, 6-7
We're
generations.
fucking up everything in at such a rate that, you know, like I don't see it stopping.
Fuck, 200
And the thing
years.
is, you have 99% of the scientists saying one thing, and then you have 1% of the scientists saying another. And then you have politicians taking
The 1%
1% because that's what is good for business and for the economy. So it's all about the business and the economy, you know, the jobs running, blah, blah, but fuck me, that your grandchildren are going to fucking inhale green air, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and
If they're lucky.
that's why.
What did Trump, through all of Trump's bullshit, that was one part that got overshadowed by the rest of his fucking shenanigans.
Any government that's going to try to debate any like climate change,
that's not for us.
there's fucking like some kind of industry behind them, be it like coal mine or something, but there's something like giving them money to keep on going.
Trump did something. I can't remember what it is now.
Nah, let's not talk about that, dickhead.
No, but I never speak about it. But because we're on the topic of you know, fucking up our planet. He passed some shit that is letting people get away with like speeding up the But then again, America, you know, like they're doing good. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's all about the economy, and that's the thing. That's what's gonna ruin people because everyone's competing against each other. You know, everyone's part of this race. You know,
Rat race.
let's all get ahead of each other. You know, like I want to get bigger this and fucking faster that and shit like that. You know, it's like everyone's drowning and you have. You know, but people just pushing each other, you know, down so
pulling
they can
down.
stay up, you know.
Yeah.
Instead of fucking let's hold each other together, bro. You know, we're gonna fucking.
Why
survive.
do you think we can't though? Why do you think humans are incapable of that? Is it because we're so
There's
tribal?
well, not everyone. You know, like
Okay, but
some people are not jealous when someone, you know, like gets something, you know, but others will be, and when they're jealous, then they strive to outdo that person.
Yeah.
You know, so that's how it starts.
Like, it's so poetic, but I honestly don't ever see that happening. Like, you know, where everyone is, it's done. That ship sailed. We're sort of like, we're like at 80% or 90% of like a movie, and you know, like the main character dies at the end. You know, like we're not there when it's all dying and shit, but like we know what's coming, and when it's fucked up. Yeah, I don't see it. It's so funny, like what we're talking about now. Like I was saying before, majority of the people that are going to watch this have probably heard you speak. Have probably heard you say louder. Vest. They've definitely heard you say vest. Come on. And yeah, like other G up words like that. Whereas the conversation, what's up? How you doing? All that. And we haven't even gotten into football. Going back to fucking who you've been approached by for comments. Who's the? You didn't consider any, obviously.
No.
All of them were, you know.
No, like some people, like if they message me, like if they used to message me like that, they can't find me anymore anyway. But it'll be like, hi, you know, like I'm just, you know, like starting out, blah blah. They're all like starting out, you know, like not all of them, but I
know some major, you know, like publications.
Oh yeah, like fucking Channel 10 and shit, you know, like.
So, what the, like, well, what do you think Channel 10 wanted to speak to you about?
What would I say to those cunts? You know, like, like I have no interest being there. You know, like I don't want to see myself on Channel 10. You know, next to fucking those other gronks.
What do you think they wanted to ask you about? Flares?
Probably flares would be one thing, and I would say, like, what I think flares are great. You know, that they've been in football for the last fucking 60, 70 years before any of the people governing bodies have been fucking alive.
How far the state? It properly burns me and does my head in, like the way football's handled in this country. Because look, bro, like a solid 5 years of my life was like, you know yourself, like especially the RBB. That wasn't like something that just people rock up and it looks like that, and it's like that. Yeah. This is like we're talking 7 p.m. on a Tuesday, and we're working on this till 1 a.m. and then we're getting up to go to work. Like that was every week. There was always something that we were doing, and we didn't give a fuck because we loved it. You know, we're doing it for a reason. But then it gets to a point where it's impossible.
Yeah, it is. Like
especially approaching it with,
especially like the club, like Wanderers itself. What they've done, they put up that fucking poll saying what stadium we want to play it at while the stadium is getting built.
Yeah.
And apparently 60% of people, you know, voted for Spotless and fucking ANZ. There's, I don't know, a fucking single person that voted for those fucking two stadiums.
Nah.
So
there was no poll.
Bullshit. They put that poll up, you know, like to make people feel like they are part of the choice making, you know, decision making process, you know, but they made that decision behind the closed doors, you know, like they get money from NZ or whatever to play there, and that's so they didn't think about atmosphere and shit like that. They didn't think about fans, and they can get fucked. Well, what's his name? John. What's his
Tatsumus.
name? Yeah, he can suck my balls.
Yeah, my balls too. I can't fucking stand that bloke.
Yeah.
I went to one meeting with the club. You and I went together.
Oh yeah.
And like after that, that's it. Like, it was sour forever. I like it was just so clear to me what we are to them.
Yeah.
You know, up until then, like I said, I wasn't hands-on, nor did I have an interest in meeting up with any of those.
Yeah, that was the first and last meeting I had with the club as well.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's the only one I ever went to. And I went there. I had plans of, you know, getting my shit across. And then when I realized that they could give
when you realize, well, like it was like Tuesday, like let's say Tuesday, 9 o'clock at night or some shit.
Yeah,
we went up there. So we went there voluntarily, but they were there because they fucking paid to be there.
Yeah.
And I said, so
the
yeah,
whole
meeting
time.
with these cunts, and straight away we're not on the same level because they're getting paid to be there. And we just
We
there
wanna
because
be
of the
there.
club.
Yeah.
So they are just looking at the business side of things while we're trying to do, you know, like get our message across to say. So you can't even talk to those.
Nah.
You know,
And you get like the way they looked at us and the way I was just like, no. I felt like I had a couple of things to say, but then when I realized, I was like, I'll stay silent.
Exactly.
That Jensen, I'm glad I told him to get fucked a couple times. I'm glad I told, and people won't get this. Like, aren't you a Wanderers fan? Like, you know, aren't you RBB? Didn't you start the RBB and shit like that? But we're not there for the club. Like, we're not there trying to make them money. Like, whatever the club does, from promoting, what's that fucking shit song? We were singing it the other day at Jimmy's.
Oh, fuck.
Welcome to our Wonderland.
Yeah, with the
fuck that
shit.
song.
So
fuck anyone that was trying to make money off that.
Yeah, the club was even promoting that song, you know.
That's what I'm saying.
That damn band was playing, you know, in Parramatta, and in the clip they have fucking Flair and Smokey, you know. It's all good, you know. It's all good.
Get the flares out.
But all of a sudden, you know, you're our fucking biggest enemy, you know. Like,
yeah.
I get fucked. So what they had, like in season 1, when like so many people traveled to Newcastle and shit, like 10,000 people or whatever, they fucking killed it. It was so fucking unique to this country, you know, like, and they, instead of them saying, wow, you know, like, let's make sure this stays, you know, because there was all of a sudden a growth in the game, you know, like, and they fucked it.
They have dropped the ball so hard on football that I don't see the A-League lasting. Well, the expansions, it shows you. They have no way, like, major clubs now, like Melbourne Victory, Wanderers, you know, Adelaide. Notice how, you know, that's all the major clubs I'll name.
Yeah.
Brisbane, can't do numbers that, you know, Newcastle was doing 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what last derby had, but I know
it was shit. It was shit.
Fucking oath it was shit.
Yeah.
What do you mean? How else is it going to be? I remember derbies where it was in the 50s, 50,000s.
Yeah.
Regardless of, you know, when or where.
Yeah.
Unless it was at para, you know, capacity-wise. Melbourne's the same.
Yeah.
Their derbies were fucking numbers. And they were so caught up in making sure everything was, you know,
it's
the way they think it should be, that they didn't even realize that they were shooting themselves in the leg the whole time.
They're just trying to make it like NRL, you know, when they have fucking Friday night games, then Saturday night games, blah blah, and blockbuster Sunday games, whatever.
Be quiet,
you know?
until someone scores.
Get your fucking sausage roll, sit down and fucking eat it and clap, you know, like. And with NRL, they don't care if people don't go to the stadium, you know, like their stadiums are empty anyway most of the time, you know. It's all about the television fucking
TV,
broadcast read, you know, and so it's gonna happen the same shit.
I was talking about it with Stev. Do you watch my podcast with Stev? DVSR?
Yeah.
Have you met? I think
you have.
We're saying the same thing, and he brought it up. He goes, the State of Origin gets fucking Hans Zimmer and a full orchestra to do the soundtrack and whatever, and you know what I mean? Their numbers aren't, they're fucking shit.
Yeah.
Especially now that they can't fight, they can't do big hits and all that shit. Not like no one cares. Like, it's just a Wednesday to go out and get fucked up at the pub, and that's what now the A-League is too, you know?
Yeah.
People might watch the derby, sure, the finals, which is the dumbest shit in the world. Any football fan will tell you how fucking stupid finals and playoffs and all that shit is. Like, that is not football.
It's a terrible idea.
That is, once again, it's You need something to sell.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
So more money.
If first comes first, it ends there. Whereas you got, 8, it goes down. The early days, we spoke about this on the last podcast, so we're going to have to repeat ourselves.
Fuck that.
Fuck. The early days, season 1 and... Yeah, season 1, it literally went from the first idea of West Sydney Rovers, whatever small group of people met up to, form a supporter group, to the Wanderers and the RBB and what was it before? The Asylum.
Yeah, the asylum.
The Asylum. Whoever came up with that name should be in a fucking asylum. That's a shit
I
name.
hope he is, yeah.
And then you would have saw the growth from like the proper organic growth from. Okay, I know.
Yeah,
I know the chant is 3 and 4. It definitely wasn't 3 and 4. Realistic number. What did the RBB start with? Realistic number. Not before, not forums, meetings. All right, this is us, RBB. Shitty little banner, one drum. How many people? First game.
It's hard to think of that. But you mean like organizing shit? Like
Yeah. Like as a group.
I remember. I don't remember who came with me to the first game. I remember there was like 2 other guys, but I was writing the stuff on the piece of paper, like the chants and shit.
What do you mean?
Like figuring out chants and shit. And it's just
At the game?
No, before the game.
Okay.
So it's like, we had like 3 chants. It was one chant when I first heard in Spain, in Albacete.
Mm-hmm. Is that where you lived when you...
So but
we didn't even get...
Fuck, anyway.
So quick detour. Boris ended up going on these... what do you call them? Like refugee programs where...
Let's say, yeah. But anyway, I was living with a foster family in Spain as a refugee.
And Italy before that.
Italy before
that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you heard...
So I was in Spain, 95, and their fans were singing Albacete, ole, ole, Albacete, ole, ole. So anyway, come on, you wanderers.
Right.
So that was pretty much the first chant that I had in mind, So it stuck for me for my refugee days.
Fuck.
Yeah. Another fact. Yeah.
That's an exclusive, everyone.
Yeah.
That's an exclusive. Swear.
Yeah.
So you just because of its simplicity, you just remembered that chant.
Because I went to the game, and there was they didn't chant much. Their fans, they were not that active.
Okay.
But they had that, like a couple of chants, and that chant, stuck by me.
Yeah.
Like I was like, okay, So for some reason, that melody, like.
When you were in the early days starting out, were you always at the head?
Yeah.
Just that's it. Like, was it first in best dressed, or because of your history and split?
Because as more and people got involved, you eventually just start meeting people, and so where have you been last 5 years, 10 years? What was your first game, whatever, And I realized that not many people have any kind of experience,
Right.
So I was like, fuck,
Whereas when would you say football?
My first game that I went to was 92 or 93. I'm not sure. I remember the score, so I can check it.
Fuck me dead.
Yeah.
Wait, a Hajduk game or in Sarajevo still?
No, Hajduk. No, I didn't go to the game in Sarajevo. No.
Nah.
I've been to the stadium heaps of times, but I never went to the game.
Okay.
I was not interested because when I was a kid, I was more into being a street hoodlum.
Yeah, fighting.
Seriously, no, but
fighting the next street over.
Yeah, but that was my thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because your family is your mum, dad, and brother is Sarajevo the whole way.
Yeah.
Not Sarajevo, Željo, but Sarajevo is their city because you left as a kid.
Yeah, I left as a kid, so I moved to Split, and
Split in Croatia is your your identity. It's where you're from.
Yep, 100%.
And
spoke to me.
11, 12? Huh?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, 11. Yeah.
And you told me you were just at home.
And I heard because the stadium was close, so I heard the chanting, and after the game I heard police shooting people. No, not shooting, but shooting probably in the air.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and some chaos,
Something happened,
something
yeah.
happening, and I wanted to know what was going on. So I got out and I said, so you know, like what was happening, and I liked it.
That's it.
So next game, I went in, sneaked in. I always used to just sneak in inside the stadium. You know, I was
Little kid.
a refugee kid, so he can sneak in anywhere you want.
Yeah,
you
just
know?
let him in. He has no hope anyway.
Because keep in mind, when I was a refugee, I used to not heaps of times, but maybe 4 or 5 times I used to beg on the street as well.
Yeah?
Yeah, for full on begging. But it was like us kids, we would like go on at different corners, but we would buy like Coke, you know, can of Coke or
Right.
chips, you know, like.
It's a big deal at in the middle of war for a kid. Like, even I think who had that fucking? I think it was Marcello. It's a Serbian rapper, and he has that song, and he talks about like his dad going to work overseas, and he comes back, he's like
chocolate and stuff.
Like kids will never fucking understand that. Like right now, a parent is probably hearing their kid go like digging through a cupboard, picking out a variety of lollies, but there was a time, and there's still, in some parts of the world, there's a kid that can't just grab a biscuit or grab a thing.
Yeah.
So you remember that when like a Coke was a luxury.
Well, I remember we were given these biscuits. They're called Truman's biscuits.
Truman's.
From Truman era.
Fuck.
So they were the biscuits. They came in a huge bags, and they had so much of it.
Okay. Yeah.
Because they were like 40 years old.
Yeah.
But
And hand that out.
Yeah,
and you were wrapped to have it.
Yeah, like
shake that
biscuits,
mold off. You know what I mean?
There's no milk, but there's some water, and that's it. So that's how it.
And so the same way that so would you say punk came into your life roughly the same age as football?
Yeah. So at the same
similar
time.
mentalities too, sort of anti-establishment.
It was chaotic, both of it in their own ways. Yeah.
And how does a 11, 12-year-old from hearing chants and gunshots and flares go from like devoting? Fuck, like when did you stop? Like when would you say you sort of like stop being active in Torcida?
Fuck, 6-7 years ago. Maybe So like 7-8 years.
So
ago.
like 2012. So did you
before maybe 2009, 2010, I'd say.
Oh, so 2010.
Fuck, 9 years ago, yeah.
2010, and you would have started, what, you'd say 93 first game, 94?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
So we're talking about like a decade and a half. It was on. Why? Like, same thing going back to NRL. Like, that's not in the culture. Like, and when I say devote, like, majority of your life would have been based around Torcida and the people, other members and traveling.
It's different if most of the people from that city, because it's a small city, it's like 250,000 people. So most of the, at least males, were expected in some way to be part of Torcida.
Yeah?
It's hard to explain, but like, because there's another club in the city, but no one follows them.
Yeah.
And you're like, no one hates them, but it's like, they're just another club.
Yeah.
That's it. So everyone is kind of expected to be, at least go to the games and stuff, if you follow the sport, like if you don't follow the sport, you're probably staying at home anyway.
Yeah.
So you're not going out.
But what about like...
But still, the first game that I went to, so I went by myself. So it wasn't, like, wow, my father took me or my brother.
Yeah, no.
I went by myself just out of my own curiosity, So.
And what appealed to you? Like obviously not as a 12, 11-year-old, but
chaos, flares, the loud noise, bungers, whatever. Everything that people usually whinge about, I liked. So.
Do you think it's like a mosh pit that's not at a gig?
Yep. Pretty much.
That's how I always looked at it.
Yeah.
It's the same energy. You feel very similar a very similar way where if you're chanting a football chant, or if you're singing along to like a punk chorus, which a lot of them sound like they could be chants, it's the same energy, you know. Like I like, and punk and football has always been like a hand in hand. Not always, but
everywhere, and not all of people are aware of that, but punk and football go hand in hand.
But
in
so many ways, fucking
better than any other musical genre out there. So
100%, 100%. Well, England would be like, just think about how many bands and getting attacked by fucking reptilians here.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Yeah, in England, think about how many bands have just blown up for doing a football song, or like who covered for Forever Blowing Bubbles?
What, Booze and Glory?
Another great punk band, Booze and Glory. Yeah, like that, and it fucking works. It sounds like, it sounds like punk music, and then a chant out of a terrorist just got put over, and
but it came to that point, for example, in Croatia, where a lot of people were into like going to the games and going to the gigs, so we would meet. There's always a chance you're gonna run into your enemy at a gig, especially if it's a festival in some city far away. Mm-hmm. There was, always a chance of that happening.
So, where'd you travel to with Torcida?
Heaps of places, but
okay, out of that region though, like what further travels.
No, but those further travels are different to those local travels, because some of those local travels were more exciting than some of the European travels. Yeah, it's a big game in somewhere, but still, when I'm going to, for example, there's this city Pula in Croatia. It's close to Croatia-Italy border. Mm-hmm. And because of the shitty roads, it takes you like 16 hours to get there. It's a head fuck.
Also, fun fact, it's the city where Mussolini got bitch slapped.
And there's a Colosseum in that city.
Yeah, there is. That's right, yeah.
Not many people know. They should go and check it out.
I remember you showing me, for sure.
Yeah. So anyway, like that trip to Pula on the way back, because away games there's always full of ambushes, and you're always waiting for someone to jump out of the bushes somewhere.
Like other team supporters.
Yeah. But so on the way back, we stopped and pretty much wiped the entire main square of the city clean. Once there was only maybe 2 vans and 5 cars, maybe even less.
Yeah.
But their game just finished. So we surprised them. Our game was in a different city.
Okay,
so we went to our third biggest rivals, mm-hmm. and we just, ambushed them out of nowhere in their own city, and And so their game, I remember, for example, being more fun than some, like
international.
Yeah. Well, like for example, that game in Italy with Sampdoria, it was a good game and stuff like that, but it still, I didn't feel that I was under any threat, because Italian police were pretty much up to here. Yeah, Carabinieris. Yeah.
What about Malta?
Maltese police bashed the fuck out of us.
Yeah?
Yeah. They were no fucking kidding. It was. They had different kind of platoons. So it wasn't. They took me by surprise, that's for sure. I hated that game. I hated fucking Malta and everything since.
See, where most people holiday, you had the worst.
Why would you
go
to Malta anyway? It doesn't even have a river in there. It's just one island. It seems very dry, and it looks like Cuba. So just go Italy, Greece, No, they actually don't go Greece.
Don't go Greece either.
No.
Scratch Greece
Just go
off as
anywhere
well.
else. Yeah, no, don't
Anywhere
go.
but Greece and Malta.
And Malta, yeah. Yeah. Fuck.
Oh, that's the best.
No.
Majority of your life would have been in some kind of organized football.
Yeah, some
form of in some continent.
form of yes of something. Yeah, yeah. I know what you mean.
How and what's your stance now with the RBB? Obviously not.
Well, RBB is never going to be the way it used to be.
Facts.
Thanks to the club, first of all, and but it's a lot about the ego as well, and stupidity, I would say. Because there's a lot of people that think they're experts on shit. It takes fucking years to be an expert.
Talk to him.
No, I'm not gonna fucking.
No, but I'm saying there's a bunch of problem solvers with solutions.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, exactly. So I'm not even gonna bother with that shit. That there was a big chance for this club to be something unique.
Fucking
and
with the following it had, it could have lasted generations.
Yeah, 100%.
Easily. Like there's no reason it couldn't have. Let's wrap this up. We're sitting at an hour 20.
Fuck.
Believe it or not, whenever I tell someone how long we've been talking for, it always feels like
I feel like we didn't cover nothing.
You never do. That's why you come back and we approach other fucking topics.
Yep.
I'm trying. No, everyone tells me like, "But do them longer," but I feel like
that's what she said as well.
No. I feel like look, hour 20. That's
that's more.
Yeah,
than
that's
fine,
pushing it already. Whereas
that's
a fucking wrap. See, wait, we're gonna do piece of shit. We're gonna do a quiz. Every guest. We're gonna do like a fucking a quiz thing, but we didn't do any of that. You'll come back. Lucky you live 800 meters away. Yep. What didn't we cover? The more stories. Next time you come, we'll just
there's heaps of shit.
Yeah, we'll go strictly stories.
Yep.
RBB characters, people that have just that we've been blessed to meet or not. Blessed might be over.
Oh, like Crazy Eyes.
Yeah, like Crazy. Shout outs to Crazy Eyes.
Shout out to Crazy Eyes.
Imagine your name is Crazy Eyes, and you know your name is Crazy Eyes.
Oh, I don't think he knows. That's the thing.
Fucking oath, he knows.
He knows.
Bro, Rizzo would call him Crazy, like, hey, Crazy Eyes.
Oh, yeah.
But a couple of times he told me in confidence that he has a hard time meeting
people with normal eyes.
Nah, specifically girls with normal eyes, because they're...
Oh, what the fuck?
Or they're here.
Yeah. I think they are.
What the fuck was that?
Yeah, I don't know. I reckon that's it.
He would tell me that he'd have a hard time talking to girls. And
oh, what a surprise.
Nah, and Crazy Eyes, it's not just a nickname. This bloke has some proper, serial killer eyes.
Yeah.
All right, we'll wrap it up. Kicking It, like, subscribe, share, and
dance if you can.
And please
do a dance.
And dance, yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
Peace.
bye.